Let me ask you something straight from the heart. How many doors have already closed in your life because you waited too long to knock? How many chances did you watch slip away? Not because you weren't capable, not because you weren't ready, but because you hesitated, you paused, you delayed. If you're honest with yourself, you know the truth. It wasn't life that stopped you. It was you, your fear, your overthinking, your endless waiting for the right time. Let me tell you this, the right time is a myth. It doesn't exist. There's only right now. Because while you sit still, hoping for clarity, the door is closing, not in a loud crash, not in a dramatic way, but slowly, quietly, relentlessly. You wake up every day thinking you have more time, but the truth is, time doesn't care. It's not loyal to your excuses. It's not waiting for your motivation. It's not holding space for your potential. Time is the most brutal teacher and the most unforgiving master. It gives the test before the lesson, and when you delay, it just moves on, with or without you. Look around. There are people with fewer resources than you, less talent, less intelligence, less opportunity, and yet they're out there, winning, grinding, pushing forward. Why? Because they moved. Because they didn't let the fear of imperfection stop them. Because they knew something you've been trying to forget. Success doesn't come to the most prepared. It comes to the most consistent, to the bold, the focused, the relentless. You keep thinking the door will still be open when you're finally ready. But let me say this clearly. Doors don't stay open forever. Opportunities expire, connections fade, ideas die, and dreams wither when left unattended. You don't need more time. You need more urgency. You need to wake up and realize that life doesn't owe you another chance. You either take the one you have right now or you let it rot. You've been lying to yourself, saying, next week, when I'm not tired, when things calm down. But deep down, you know that's a trap. Because things will never be perfect. You'll never feel completely ready. And the world will never stop long enough to ask you, hey, are you finally ready now? No, you have to take the step, even while your voice shakes, even when no one claps, even when the door feels heavy and your feet feel stuck. Because every step you delay, that door, it closes. Maybe not all at once, but inch by inch, click by click, until one day you realize it's gone. And what's left? Regret, pain, and the cruel question, what if I had moved when I had the chance? So this video isn't here to comfort you, it's here to wake you up, to remind you that your future is built right now, not later. It's time to move, to step, to act. Because every step you delay, the door closes. The clock won't wait for your excuses. Time is not your friend. It doesn't pause when you're tired. It doesn't slow down when you're confused. It doesn't stop moving forward just because you're not ready yet. Every day you think, tomorrow I'll start. I'll try next week. I need more time. But here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need more courage. There are people with less talent, fewer resources, and bigger obstacles who are still making it happen. Because they refuse to wait. They didn't beg the clock to be kind. They decided to act. Excuses feel good for a moment. They protect your pride. They comfort your fears. But while you're explaining why you can't, someone else is out there doing it anyway. Time doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care that you want to feel ready. It will not come back to ask you again. The opportunity that knocks today will not wait on your hesitation tomorrow. Procrastination is a thief that steals from your potential. It doesn't rob you loudly. It whispers calmly. You have time. It lies. And by the time you wake up, the door is already closed. The window is already gone. And all you're left with is what could have been. You weren't born to wait. You were born to act. Let that sink in. You think you're stuck? You're not stuck. You're stalling. And there's a big difference. Stuck means you have no options. Stalling means you're afraid to take one. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to move anyway. Even a small step forward is better than standing still in fear. Because every moment you wait, a dream dies a little, a chance fades away. A door that could have led to greatness slowly creaks shut behind you. If you want to change your life, don't beg for more time. Start using the time you already have. The world doesn't wait. So why are you? The pain of delay will always cost more than action. There's a pain that comes with pushing yourself, yes. But there's a much greater pain that comes from doing nothing, regret. You already know how heavy it feels. That pit in your stomach when you see someone doing what you dreamt of doing. That ache in your chest when you realize an opportunity slipped through your fingers because you hesitated again. We often think doing nothing is safe, but in reality, doing nothing is choosing failure in slow motion. Delaying your dreams is like slowly locking yourself in a cage. One day turns into a week becomes a month. A year passes, And your dream is now just a memory of something you once believed in. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Not because the dream gets bigger, but because you start shrinking. Your confidence erodes, your spark dims, you forget what it felt like to be hungry, to be excited, to believe. But here's the good news. You can flip the switch right now. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need all the answers. You just need to start. Because movement creates momentum. One action leads to another. One risk unlocks courage. And before you know it, you're walking through the door that once seemed impossible to open. You have to stop treating time like it's endless. You have to stop assuming there'll be another chance. The cost of delay is your future. And trust me, your future is too valuable to gamble with. Fear isn't the enemy. Inaction is. We blame fear for everything we don't do. I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid they'll laugh. I'm afraid I'll lose. But fear is not your enemy. It's your signal. It's proof that you're standing at the edge of something that matters. Real fear isn't a stop sign. It's a green light. It means you're facing something that has the power to transform you. So why let fear paralyze you? Because you think it's safer to do nothing, safer to stay the same. Staying the same is the riskiest thing you can do, because life is changing whether you move or not. Time is moving whether you step forward or not. The world is turning, the doors are closing, and the longer you sit in fear, the further you fall behind the life you could have had. Your fear will never fully go away. That's the truth. But courage isn't about being fearless. Courage is moving with fear in your heart and fire in your eyes. The real enemy is inaction. Waiting, wasting, watching your dreams pass by while you sit on the sidelines, hoping life gets easier. It won't. You have to get stronger. You have to get louder than your doubts, because action beats fear every time. When you act, fear loses power. When you act, clarity replaces confusion. When you act, you unlock a new version of yourself. One bold step can rewrite your entire story. So what are you waiting for? You'll never be ready. Do it anyway. Read this carefully. You will never be fully ready. Not for the big decision, not for the next level, not for the life you truly want. That's the trap. You keep waiting to feel ready, to feel confident, to feel certain. But growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes dressed in chaos. And if you're waiting for everything to be just right, you'll wait forever. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. They didn't wait to feel ready. They started scared. They started messy. They started unsure. But they started. And now they've walked through doors you're still staring at, because they moved when you froze. You have to stop telling yourself you'll start someday. Someday is not a day on the calendar. Someday is code for never. There is power in imperfection. There is strength in taking messy, flawed, uncertain action. That's where transformation lives, because life rewards the bold. You're not too late. You're just too hesitant. You don't lack potential. You lack permission from yourself. So give it. Step forward. Say yes, even when you're shaking, even when it's unclear, even when it feels impossible. Because if you don't, you'll stay behind the door, wondering what was on the other side. And by then, it'll be too late. You're wasting the one thing you can't get back: time. You can earn back money, you can rebuild your body, you can fix broken relationships. But there's one thing that, once gone, is gone forever: your time. And that's exactly what you're wasting when you hesitate, when you scroll instead of act, when you daydream instead of decide. Every second you delay, the door you need is closing. You don't feel it now, but it's happening, quietly, silently. Opportunities are fading, connections are slipping, momentum is dying. You might tell yourself, I'm just resting, I'm just planning. But are you? Or are you hiding behind the illusion of thinking to avoid the pain of acting? Let's be real. Most people don't fail because they tried and lost. They fail because they waited too long to try. You're not lazy, you're afraid, and that's okay. But time doesn't care about fear. It keeps moving, dragging your unlived life further and further away. You say, I'll do it tomorrow. But what if tomorrow doesn't look like today? What if that door you're hoping to walk through vanishes? Time is a currency. You're spending it every moment, whether wisely or not, and when it runs out, you don't get a receipt. Look around you, look at your goals, look at your dreams. Now ask yourself, is this how someone who truly wants it behaves? Because the gap between wanting something and having it is action. And every delay is like placing one more brick between you and your future. So don't say, I'll do it soon. Say, I'll do it now, and mean it. Small steps close big distances. You keep thinking you need a breakthrough. You keep praying for a life-changing moment. But most doors don't open with a crash. They open with consistent knocks. You want to reach the top, but you're ignoring the staircase. The truth? Massive success isn't built in big leaps. It's built in small, repeated comfortable steps. One morning routine at a time, one difficult conversation at a time, one lonely night of discipline at a time. That's how people rise. That's how doors swing open. You're not stuck because you're incapable. You're stuck because you keep waiting for the leap and refusing the step. Take the step. Even when no one notices, even when it's slow, even when you feel behind, every step counts. Every step moves you forward. Every step shrinks the distance between where you are and where you're meant to be. And eventually, those small invisible steps, they bring you to a door you never thought you'd reach. But here's the thing, the door doesn't stay open forever. So don't just dream, don't just talk, step. The only difference between the person who made it and the one still hoping is that the one who made it kept walking. No one will push you, you have to push yourself. You're waiting for someone to rescue you, to believe in you, to give you the motivation, the support, the push. But here's the brutal truth. No one is coming. Not because they don't care, but because it's not their job to live your life. You are the author of your story. You are the engine, the fire, the drive. If you don't push yourself, you'll stay parked forever, watching other people pass you by. You might think, I need support. I need someone to notice me. But the world doesn't notice potential, it notices results. People follow progress, people cheer after you win, but the battle to get there, that's on you. You can't wait for someone to knock on your door with a golden opportunity. You have to build your own, you have to force the door open, with effort, with sacrifice, with pain. And yes, it's hard, it's lonely, it's unfair sometimes, but it's also worth it, because once you prove you can move without being pushed, you become unstoppable. No coach, no mentor, no cheerleader, just you, your grit, and your unwillingness to stay where you are. So stop begging for momentum, create it. The strongest people you admire today, they were once just like you, but they stopped waiting. They started moving. Be that person. This is it. The door won't knock twice. You've been here before. That feeling in your chest, that voice in your head, that dream you can't silence. This isn't random, it's your moment. But here's the problem. You've ignored it before. And every time you did, the door got further away, quieter, colder, until one day it won't knock again, because life doesn't keep asking. It gives you a window, and then it moves on. What if this is your last chance? What if the version of you that you keep imagining, the stronger, richer, wiser version, only happens if you act right now? There's no reset button, no second shot at today. And the cost of delay, it's not just time, it's your potential, your legacy, your peace. You've got one shot at this life, one story, one name, and right now you're either building it or burying it. You can pretend you have time, you can scroll your way into distraction, you can talk and plan and promise. But in the end, only action opens the door. And every second you delay, the door closes. A little more, a little louder, until all that's left is silence. So hear me now. This is it. Not tomorrow, not next week. This, right now. Make your move before the door locks for good. So here we are, the end of this message, but possibly the beginning of your new life. If you've made it this far, it's not by accident. Something inside you is hungry, restless, tired of waiting. And that voice whispering inside you right now, that fire burning in your chest, that's not motivation, that's a wake-up call. You've delayed long enough. You've hesitated, doubted, second-guessed, overthought, and where has it gotten you? Look at your life right now. Not the filtered version, not the version you show the world, but the real one, the one behind closed doors. Are you where you want to be? If the answer is no, then ask yourself why. Not what happened to you, not who held you back, but why you didn't move, why you didn't act, why you didn't knock on that door when it was right in front of you. You've been waiting on signs, but this is the sign. Right now, these words, this moment, this is the universe, God, life, whatever you believe in, telling you it's time. Time to stop saying one day. Time to stop waiting for more confidence. Time to stop lying to yourself that you'll start when things are perfect. Because the truth is, perfect doesn't come, ready never arrives, and time doesn't care if you get it together later. If you don't act now, someone else will. Someone with less talent, less passion, less ability, but more urgency, more hunger, more movement. And the saddest part, you'll watch them walk through the door that was built for you, because you waited, because you paused, because you assumed the door would stay open. Let that sink in. The life you want, the one you daydream about, is on the other side of a decision you keep postponing. So here's your challenge. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Do one thing that moves you forward. Send the email, start the project, make the call, take the first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real, because action breeds clarity, and clarity builds confidence. This is not the time to be soft with yourself. This is not the time to be passive. This is the time to fight for your growth, for your goals, for your greatness. Because if you don't, if you choose to walk away from this video and go back to sleep on your purpose, don't be surprised when the silence grows louder, when the opportunities dry up, when that door finally closes, and this time it doesn't open again. You're not here to live an average life. You're not here to be invisible, replaceable, forgotten. You're here to rise. So rise, walk forward, knock on the door, push it open if you have to, and if it's locked, build your own. But don't wait anymore, because every step you delay, the door closes. And one day all that will remain is the echo of what could have been